Hello, Tri-Cities, and welcome to the 2024 Vote for Business Candidate Forum, the only region-wide business-focused candidate forum in the Tri-Cities, brought to you by the Tri-City Regional Chamber of Commerce. Now, in this forum, you'll be hearing from a candidate running for House of Representatives Position 1 in the 16th Legislative District. I'm Lainey Erickson. I'm a news anchor at Nonstop Local, and I'm pleased to be with you guys. Now, voting begins as ballots start appearing in mailboxes on October 18th and will continue through Election Day on Tuesday, November 5th. So thank you guys so much for joining us to learn about the candidates' thoughts and positions on issues that impact our local economy and business community. So we're going to start with the format here. Each candidate will have 1 minute for opening and closing statements. Response time for each question is limited to 2 minutes. Time limit reminders will appear on screen at 10 seconds remaining and, if necessary, when time is up. And both candidates in this race were invited to participate in our video forum, but for this race, only one candidate responded by the deadline, so we will proceed with only one candidate. So we were now ready to get started. We can welcome Linda Gunshefski, and thank you so much for taking time with us. You're running for House of Representatives Position 1 in the 16th Legislative District.
That's right, lady. And thank you so much for having me. And thank you, Tri-Cities Regional Chamber of Commerce, for giving me this opportunity to talk to the voters and the chamber. I am running for state representative for our 16th LD. I find this a very exciting time to be running for state representative. The Tri-Cities are poised to become the fastest growing technical economy in the state. And I want to be sure that we are fully prepared to support that growth. Our Tri-Cities infrastructure, roads, power grid, waterways, rails, healthcare, workforce must be prepared to meet these demands of rapid growth. And we've got to be able to ensure sustainable development in our region. And you may have heard me mention that people are part of that infrastructure. People are our greatest and most important asset. So we have to get them ready too. I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a physician and small business owner from Walla Walla, Washington. Where I've been an eye surgeon for over 25 years.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Gunshefski, for that opening statement. We're going to move into the questions. So you'll have 2 minutes to answer each question. So we're going to start off with this first question here. What background or experience qualifies you to understand and respond to the unique needs of the local business community?
Well, I was starting, as I made a reference to, I am a physician, retired ophthalmologist from Walla Walla. I practiced medicine in Walla Walla for over 25 years. I've taken care of thousands of patients from southeastern Washington, helping them see better, preserve their vision. I was a small business owner. I led a team of 12 employees. I trained, I educated my employees. I complied with regulations. I provided health benefits. I paid taxes, all while maintaining compassionate and excellent patient care. I have an engineering degree from Johns Hopkins, so I have a very heavy technical background and experience. That, combined with my business experience as a small business owner, I think makes me ideal to lead the Tri-Cities into this exciting time.
Well, thank you. All right, moving on to that next question here. What are the two most harmful issues affecting business in the Tri-Cities, and what will you do to correct or overcome them?
I think the two most, the biggest issues that are affecting businesses and people are insufficient healthcare infrastructure and childcare and housing. So that's 30. So if I had to choose, I'd say healthcare and housing. We cannot grow this economy if we don't have adequate housing for our people. We're going to need more residents in the area, more employees. So we have to have affordable and adequate housing for them. And the healthcare infrastructure is also strained. There are not enough physicians in the region to meet the demands of patient population, and this population is just going to continue to grow. So we are going to need more healthcare providers. We're going to need more healthcare infrastructure in the sense of clinics, more hospital beds, but especially more specialized physicians.
Well, thank you. On to our next question here. What can the state legislature do regarding tax and regulation that will promote and foster our region as a smart place to do business?
Those are important and complicated questions. We need regulation to maintain public safety, fairness, sustainability, but we need to make sure that private interests and public interests are balanced. If regulations get out of hand, it can lead to stifling innovation. It can limit economic growth. We put a regulatory burden on businesses, end up with bureaucratic insufficiencies, and there can be a lot of unintended consequences. So I think regulations need to, we need them, but it's crucial that they be reevaluated from time to time to make sure that they're doing what we expect them to do. Regulations need to be balanced and transparent. If the state is asking local governments and county governments to comply with certain regulations, the state needs to provide the infrastructure and people to do inspections and make sure those regulations are being met so we don't end up with unnecessary backlogs. So that's my take on regulation. In terms of taxes, again, we need taxes to pay for our public infrastructure, schools, highways, and there's all kinds of taxes, and taxes also need to be transparent, they need to be fair, and they need to be balanced and simple. Frequently, taxes ended up being a combined different taxes. We have B&O tax, sales tax, excise tax, consumption taxes, wealth taxes. I guess which is the fairest depends on which end of that you're on. But as a small business owner, I had to pay B&O taxes. And as you are aware, B&O tax is a tax on gross receipts. Well, my receipts were very high because I used a lot of expensive drugs in my practice. So B&O taxes can be unfair to small businesses.
Thank you. We're going to move on to our last question here. How can Washington State effectively tackle the mental health and substance abuse issues in our state?
Yeah, a lot of people, many people are suffering with mental health issues and substance abuse issues. So I think it's critical that we as a society and communities not stigmatize people who are suffering with these diseases, because you don't have to look very far to find somebody you know and love who is suffering under the burden. Substance abuse and mental health does create a strain on our healthcare systems. It impacts the public safety because of increased crime and homelessness, and it contributes to family and social breakdown. So it's really important that we address and manage these things. I think we need to increase funding for mental health. I think one of the ways we can improve access to mental health counseling immediately is through telemedicine, enabling our local people to consult with mental health specialists that are in other regions. I also think that mobile health crisis units could be used to bring mental health counseling into areas where physicians are or mental health counselors aren't readily accessed. We need to increase our supply of mental health counselors, and that means funding. I think we need to increase the number of physician's assistants, nurse practitioners, and other people outside of traditional MD, DO professionals that can deliver these kind of this kind of care. We need to also promote prevention and early intervention programs. And I think really one place we really need to address mental health right now is the schools. There are hundreds of school-aged kids who are suffering from mental health post-COVID. That is a great place to start addressing the issue.
Well, thank you, Ms. Gunshefski. That ends our question and answer session. So now we'll wrap things up with your closing statement. So you'll have 1 minute for that closing statement whenever you're ready.
So as I mentioned earlier, I am a retired medical doctor. I practiced medicine in Walla Walla for over 28 years. One of the things I would like to do in Washington State, if elected, is improve healthcare access, make it more affordable, make it less burdensome for for the state to administer. If I'm elected, I will be the only medical doctor in the Washington State Legislature. So it's kind of important during a time that we're experiencing a healthcare crisis that we actually have somebody with medical expertise in the legislature. So I'm going to encourage all of you to put a doctor in the House. That's probably the first and easiest way that we'll be able to address healthcare in this state. And again, I want to emphasize my engineering background, my medical background, and my business experience. I'm looking forward to.
Well, thank you so much, Linda. Thank you. We appreciate you taking time to be with us for the Tri-City Regional Chamber's 2024 Candidate Forum, featuring a candidate running for House of Representatives, Position 1 in the 16th Legislative District.
Thank you.
And as we begin the countdown to Election Day on, please remind your friends in the Tri-Cities to watch, share, and get out to vote. You can find this video and other candidate forum videos on the Tri-City Regional Chamber website. That's at www.tricityregionalchamber.com. So big thank you. It's been a pleasure for Nonstop Local to support this effort to inform voters about the people who are running for public office. Again, thank you to the Chamber, the candidates, and a special thanks to all of you for watching. This is Lainey Erickson, Nonstop Local, reminding you to vote.